Hello everybody, welcome back to some more prequel prologue sort of work on this Space Marine Librarian for the May Painting Challenge. I've, as you can see, mounted the backpack on a bit of temporary holder, a cork with some wire in it. I'm going to do something similar to this guy. As you can see, I've glued his left arm on. I've reattached the handle of the sword. Hopefully that will hold. And now I need to affix him to a temporary base for painting. And I like to use these. These are old paint jars that I have left over from back in the day. These were by a company called the Armory. The worst design of a paint pot ever because they had screw top lids. So after a few years in storage, they had all completely dried out. But these are glass, so they're really heavy and they're the right shape for holding. So I have some carpet tape. This is a double-sided tape, which I'm going to peel off this top layer and simply stand him on it like so. So I don't have to touch the miniature while painting. Now I'm going to do one more thing to him before before priming. But before that, I promised to tell you how did I straighten the sword. Well, the method recommended to me through various forums and YouTube videos was to use hot water. Namely, I held it under running tap water as hot as it could get until it softened, sort of bent it back to the shape I wanted it, and then stuck it in some ice water. Very similar to the method I use for Reaper bones, except with bones I use boiling water. That was not recommended for fine cast. Not sure why, but better safe than sorry. I decided not to experiment with it. In general, working with fine casts combines the worst of several worlds, because fine cast is both very soft and very brittle at the same time. I mean, the softness means it sort of has the consistency of soap. It's like when you're scraping away or cutting away imperfections, it's like carving soap. You can very easily just slip a little with a knife and take off too much. At the same time, it's not soft and pliable like bonesium is. It's actually, if you bend it too far, it will break. So, yeah. And you can see there's still a sort of a bend in the sword from the handle here, and there was no way I couldn't take care of that. But mostly, you're going to look at them from an angle where this doesn't matter. The glue, well, I just used super glue. I did a little bit of gap filling. I think there's a sort of crack where the arm meets the body. We'll have to see once the primer layer goes on. I don't think that will be visible. If it is, I'll hide it with paint. But I'm going to try out something new here, which is that the taking away the mow line left a few rough spots where you can sort of tell that I've been at it with a knife and scraped. And an idea I got from a DVD I watched was that you can disguise this if you, before priming, apply a little bit of gloss varnish, like this art coat here. And the idea is not to flood, not to actually varnish the entire miniature. If you do this as a final protection layer, you just sort of slather it on the whole thing. This is going to be a very controlled kind of just painting it on to certain areas. So this is an experiment, live and in color. I'm trying something new for the very first time, and you will be the recipients of the result of this experiment once I I'm done here, I will tell you how it worked out. I'm going to just gently brush this stuff on. I could put some here, and, you know, smooth it out. I could put some here on the handle. Hopefully strengthen the bond a little bit. And the leg. And of course, the top of the backpack is where when you get rid of this mold line, which always runs here, you kind of lose a little bit of the smoothness. Maybe I can re-establish that with this. Oops, not in frame. We'll have to see. I'm kind of curious how this will turn out. So anyway, I'm going to have to leave these to dry for a while before I do the priming. I'm going to spray prime them outside, so I won't be filming that. I'll just come back and show you the results afterwards. See you in a bit. Surprise! Intermission time! I got the impression from some comments to some of my previous videos that I might have given you the idea that I was a complete noob at painting 40k or Warhammer miniatures. That's not really the case. What I meant was that since I don't play 40k, I'm not an expert in the fluff. I don't know the rules of the game, so I don't know what sort of equipment they should have, the iconography, maybe some of the paint schemes. But I have painted a few minis, and I'm showing you some of them now. I don't think I have to explain what they are. It's pretty obvious. Of course, these are a very small part of my total collection of minis. Like 95% or more of what I've painted has been fantasy related in some way. But as you can see, we have a bunch of various types of guys from 40k, and well, this little dude here is not actually a Warhammer miniature at all, but he sort of fit in with the crowd, I thought. And oh, and behind these guys you can see some terrain of various kinds. But yeah, anyway, just a very, very, very brief showcase of some of my previously painted guys. And here we are with the priming all done. On the main miniature, you might not notice a huge difference because the primer is light gray, and so was the resin's original color. On the backpack, though, you can see it's changed from that dark gray plastic to the light gray primer. Let's see. You can sort of see that the gloss varnish thing maybe helped a little bit in smoothing out rough spots. And you can see the cracks were filled in. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I didn't over prime either. Not sure if there's going to be a video tomorrow. I'm playing Call of Cthulhu with some friends. That might take all my time, but I might find the time for a short video. Who knows? If not, then I will see you towards the end of the week, probably Friday. Until then, Dakion, signing off.